Hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to do a little story time with Dr. Shadden, and I want to read you this really cute math book that you can use to integrate literacy and use it as a jumping off point for starting some of your skills. Or skill practice. Here we go. It's called The Math Curse. It's by John Scieszka and Lane Smith. I will put the title in your class notes with the authors because I totally butchered that. It's Jonscieszka and Lane Smith. Here we go. On Monday in math class, Mrs. Fibonacci says, you can think of almost everything as a math problem. On Tuesday, I start having problems. I wake up at 7:15. It takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. Suddenly, it's a problem. 1, if my bus leaves at 8, will I make it on time? 2, how many minutes in 1 hour? 3, how many teeth in one mouth? I look in my closet and the problems get worse. I have 1 white shirt, 3 blue shirts, 3 striped shirts, and that 1 ugly plaid shirt from my Uncle Zeno sent me. 1, how many shirts is that altogether? 2, how many shirts would I have if I threw away that awful plaid shirt? 3, when will Uncle Zeno quit sending me such ugly shirts? I'm getting a little worried. Everything seems to be a problem. Can you see how cute this is and how you could use this with your students? I take the milk out for my cereal and I wonder, 1, how many quarts in a gallon? 2, how many pints in a quart? 3, how many inches in a foot? 4, how many feet in a year? 5, how many yards in a neighborhood? How many inches in a pint? How many feet in my shoes? I don't even bother to take out the cereal. I don't want to know how many flakes in a bowl. Mrs. Fibonacci has obviously put a math curse on me. Everything I look at or think about has become a math problem. Can you see how you could divide each set of pages and give them to a group of students and have them solve all the problems and then they could share or write their own story? Super cute. I try to get on the bus without thinking about anything, but there are 5 kids already on the bus. 5 kids get on at my stop, 5 more get on at the next stop, and 5 more get on at the last stop. True or false? What's the bus driver's name? Mrs. Fibonacci has this chart of what month everyone's birthday is in. 1, which month has the most birthdays? 2, which month has the fewest? 3, why doesn't February have a W? 4, don't you think this chart looks sort of like a row of buildings? 5, do you ever look at clouds and think they look like something else? 6, what does this ink blot look like to you? They could even figure out which ones are actual math problems they could solve and which ones are missing information to solve, or which ones are just silly. The whole morning is one problem after another. There are 24 kids in my class. I just know someone is going to bring in cupcakes to share. We sit in 4 rows with 6 desks in each row. What if Mrs. Fibonacci rearranges the desks to make 6 rows, 8 rows, 3 rows, 2 rows? That would be a great problem. They could actually cut out the desks and move around and make different arrays and talk about how many different options there are for Mrs. Fibonacci's seating chart. I count the 24 kids in our class again, this time by 2s. Jake scratches his paper with 1 finger. How many fingers are in our class? Casey pulls Eric's ear. How many ears are in our class? The new girl, Kelly, sticks her tongue out at me. How many tongues are in our class? I'm about to really lose it when the lunch bell rings. Unfortunately for me, lunch is pizza and apple pie. Each pizza is cut into 8 equal slices. Each pie is cut into 6 equal slices. And you know what that means? Fractions. 1, if I want 2 slices of pizza, should I ask for 1/8, 2/8, 2 slices of pizza? What is another way to say half of an apple pie? Great math problem. 2-6, 3-6, and then something in French, it looks like. I won't even attempt to say that. Which tastes greater, half a pizza, half an apple pie? You could do a survey on that and have them graph the results. We haven't studied fractions yet, so I take 12 carrot sticks, 3 at a time, and eat them 2 at a time. In the afternoon, every subject is a problem. Social studies is a geography problem. If the Mississippi River is about 4,000 kilometers long and M&M is about 1 centimeter long, there are 100 centimeters in a meter and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. Number 1, estimate how many M&Ms it would take to measure the length of the Mississippi River. 2, estimate how many M&Ms you would eat if you had to measure the Mississippi River using M&Ms. Bonus, can you spell Mississippi without any M&Ms? Cute. English is a word problem. If mail plus box equals mailbox, does lipstick minus stick equal lip? Does tuna fish plus tuna fish equal forna fish? Phys ed is a sports problem. In 1919, Babe Ruth hit 29 home runs, batted .322, and made $40,000. In 1991, the average Major League Baseball player hit 15 home runs, batted .275, and made $840,000. Circle the correct answer. Babe Ruth is less than the average modern baseball player. Babe Ruth is greater than the average modern baseball player. Babe Ruth is equal to the average modern baseball player. In art, we finally get to relax with a connect the dot picture. Here's my picture. Too bad it turns out to be a connect the ancient Mayan numerals picture. Math is just a total problem. Mrs. Fibonacci says there are many ways to count. She asks us to give some examples. Russell counts on his fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Molly says 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Mrs. Fibonacci says, I always count 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. But on the planet Tetra, kids only have 2 fingers on each hand. They count 1, 2, 3, 10. And on the planet Binary, kids have only 1 finger on each hand. They count 1, 10. What are the next 5 numbers in each sequence above? Do you think Mrs. Fibonacci has been to the planet Tetra? How would you bowl if you lived in the planet Binary? We are just about to go home when Rebecca remembers the special birthday cupcakes her mom made. There are 24 kids in the class. Rebecca has 24 cupcakes. So what's the problem? Rebecca wants Mrs. Fibonacci to have a cupcake too. Everyone is going crazy trying to figure out what fraction of a cupcake each person will get. I'm the first to figure out the answer. I raise my hand and tell Mrs. Fibonacci I'm allergic to cupcakes. Everyone, 24, believes me and gets 1 cupcake. No one, 0, has to figure out fractions. I stagger out of school in I'm a math zombie now. I have to find something to break this math curse. I decide to try chocolate. My favorite candy bar is usually 50 cents. But guess what? Today it's on sale for 50% off. Which is some equation. Where A equals the number of letters in your first name, B equals your age, and C equals your shoe size, I decide to buy licorice instead. You could have your students solve this problem. I mean, it has a square root in it, so obviously that would need to be appropriate. But that would be cute to have them plug in those things as A, B, and C into some sort of equation and have them figure it out. I pull out my money. I have a $5 bill, a $1 bill, a quarter, and a penny. George Washington is on both the quarter and the $1 bill. Abraham Lincoln is on both the penny and the $5 bill. So which is true? 1 Washington equals 25 Lincolns, 5 Washingtons equals 1 Lincoln, 1 Washington equals 100 Lincolns, 1 Lincoln equals 20 Washingtons. Wouldn't that be cute to figure out? Could even be like your challenge group, right? Because there's multiple options for a Washington and a Lincoln. Don't forget to show your work. Extra credit. How do you think Thomas Jefferson feels about all of this? I'm now a raving math lunatic. What if this keeps up for a whole year? How many minutes of math madness would that be? What's your problem, says my sister. 365 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes, I snarl. Dinner brings no relief. While passing the mashed potatoes, Mom says, what your father says is false. Dad helps himself to some potatoes and says, what your mother says is true. I think about that for a minute. if what mom says is true, then what dad says is false. But if what dad says is false, then what mom says isn't true. And if what mom says isn't true, then what dad says isn't false. But that can't be true because he says that what mom says is true, and she says that what he says is false. Can that be true? Think about that. Then I think about it some more. Then I think I'd better go to bed. I undo 8 buttons plus 2 shoelaces. I subtract 2 shoes. I multiply times 2 socks and divide by 3 pillows to get 5 sheep, remainder 1, which is all I need to count before I fall asleep. Then the problems really begin. I dream I'm trapped in a room with no doors and no windows. The room is covered with a lifetime of problems. I only have 1 piece of chalk. How do I get out? I'm about to give up and die when the answer to my problem comes to me. Fractions. I break the chalk in half. Then I put the 2 halves together. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. Play on words. I put the hole in the wall and jump out. I'm free! I wake up Wednesday morning at 7:15. It takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. My bus leaves at 8 o'clock. What time will I be ready? 7:41. No problem. Super cute, right? I hope you enjoyed this story time with Dr. Shadden. We'll be doing more. I have a stack of books here I'll go over. Get cozy and comfy on your couch. I figured I'd change our scenery from my office to our playroom. And the kiddo's not here, so it's nice and quiet. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Comment down below if you can think of other ways we could use this book in our classrooms. Thanks, y'all.